Hello, everyone. My name is Jon Metz. I'm the Adult Faith Formation Minister here at St. Sebastian and St. Catherine's. I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about the three pillars of Lent. You probably are familiar with them. You may already be practicing them, but it's good at the beginning of Lent to take a little bit of time to review them. So the first pillar is prayer. The second pillar is fasting. The third pillar is almsgiving. And these three things that are the foundation of Lent put together give us a pretty active Lent. Let's take them one at a time for a second. The first one being prayer. You might ask yourself, what is going to be your commitment to prayer this Lent? As a family, as an individual, are you going to set aside some time as a family to pray? Maybe at meal times, maybe in the morning, maybe before bed. Maybe you make a commitment to go to Mass together. Individually, do you want to set aside some time to do some personal reflection on your life, thinking about what your day has involved, and have you been moving closer to God or farther away from God in your daily actions? Sometimes a little review of your day can be helpful. St. Ignatius of Loyola talked about this in his Examen. He would say, go through every situation, every instance, every decision that you made in the day, and see if that brings you closer to God or farther away from God. So that would be something to try. You might have a prayer devotional book, like a 40 Days of Lent kind of devotional book. That would be another option of how you could enter into prayer. Fasting is this idea of, some people are like, well, why do we need to fast? Why do I need to let go of something in my life? Fasting is merely a tool to help us be more focused on God. So we take an opportunity to maybe give something up for Lent, or refrain from eating meat on Friday, or saying that I'm going to fast from certain attitudes in my life, like my judgments or my anger, that I'm going to let go of that. And in place of that, welcome God into my life. So how am I going to be more conscious and more aware of God's presence in my life, so that maybe every time that I feel a hunger pain, or every time I desire to eat something that I have given up for Lent, I instead remember that love of God. And so that is an opportunity for us during these 40 days to kind of be more in touch and more in tune to God's presence in our lives. The third pillar is almsgiving, and almsgiving is kind of a fancy word for service. How do we serve one another, especially those in need? Especially during this time of Lent, we look at the people around us that are struggling, that maybe don't have all their basic needs met, like food, shelter. People that might be spiritually struggling. Struggling with depression or anxiety, or maybe someone in our family is having a hard time and we can lift them up a little bit. So almsgiving can take a lot of different forms. It can take the form of encouraging words. It can take the form of doing a service project. It could take the form of actually donating something or to someone in need. But as a family, I think it would be important for you to talk about what might be a good way that we can give alms this 40 days of Lent. And maybe that's one thing that you guys decide to do together, or a daily thing that you decide to do together, a small action that would help the spirit of somebody else. As a family, I want you to talk about that and think about that. So the assignment I have for you right now is to think about those three pillars of Lent. Think about the prayer, the almsgiving, and the fasting. And have a little discussion in your family, how you might live those out as a family. Take a few minutes to talk about each one of those things. How might you as a family engage in prayer over this 40 days of Lent? How may you as a family enter into this idea of fasting? And how may you as a family practice almsgiving this Lent? Blessings on your Lenten journey, and I look forward to hearing how your journey continues. Thank you.